Okay, so I'm here by myself for the moment because we are having a snowstorm and Marilee's on her way. So when the dogs start barking and freaking out, yeah, you'll know she's here, and then she'll be here to answer some of your questions that you have, and I promised that about tonight. But I also said that I'm going to describe the benefits and drawbacks of some of the different fasts that you may choose to do. So I will say this. This will be my last video, well, for a week. I'm heading to Cancun, as I said yesterday. I'm filming an amazing stem cell scientist there, and I'm going to get some stem cells. And so, therefore, and so is Marilee. So, therefore, I didn't want to fast after you get stem cells. You imitate what's in the body. You create the autophagy and the natural rise of your own stem cells. That's what I did this week. And then, hey, I'm going to be there doing the video and the basically for the Cellular Healing TV, which you're going to see. So I might as well get the stem cells as well. I've done that several times, by the way. I do a fast, and you go through the process of your own autophagy and rising up stem cells, where everything's perfect and set in the body to basically incorporate stem cells into healing. Then we add these things called exosomes. Actually, they're not even stem cells. They're little communication molecules that stem cells give off to actually stimulate the body into healing and stimulate your own stem cells. So all kinds of cool stuff. You're gonna have to watch the Cellular Healing TV to get all those details, but really fun. But anyways, so that's why I wanted to fast and then do it in the right order, so I couldn't join you. Now you all are doing the fast February 24th still and the 28th. And yes, I'm gonna walk you through every day. Next week though, the Wednesday night video, well, you're gonna have a few special videos next week. So Monday is actually when I do the interview. And of course, I'm gonna do a Facebook Live from there, and I'm gonna, you're gonna hear some cool stuff and see some cool stuff. Tuesday, I actually go to one of the top cancer clinics, alternative cancer clinics in the world, Hope for Cancer. I'm gonna do a Facebook Live there for you. So you expect a Facebook Live on Monday, Tuesday. I can't tell you the time though, so you'll have to just kind of watch it. And then Wednesday night's video, I'm gonna do it from Cancun. And I'm going to talk about, that will be the last video before you start the fast on Sunday, right? So I'm going to give you some my tips and tricks and what to expect, kind of those things. And I promise you, I'll show you some other little things on, well, I don't even want to spoil it. You just have to be there Wednesday night. So that's always a fun video for me. So all that will be from Cancun. I'll pick a really cool spot, hopefully. So, and I don't know what time it'll be. It'll be in Eastern time. But okay, so that's all of, kind of why I ended up fasting. And, I barely ate today. I'm still like partial fasting, which is part of the protocol. But I had a very small meal last night after I did the video, as I said. And I kind of share with you just for fun, but I juiced some greens, not to get too much fiber, right? And I put some ginger in there, just a little bit, because it was a bit too much maybe. And it was really, like I said, I ate some of these other little peely nuts, and I actually ate the nut butter because it's easier to digest. Yeah, that was it. I took a little bile acid just in case that was low, and a little HCl. That was it. I had some collagen protein. So that was my meal, not much. So I actually went into the next day. My ketones this morning, 6.4. So even after, there were 7.4 on Friday. But I was shocked, because I thought, okay, maybe it would throw me out, just a little meal. But now I was still in a partial fast because my caloric intake was obviously below 500 and my protein was under 20. That is something I'm going to talk to you about tonight when we look at what a partial fast is. Because you do have a choice of a fast where you get to eat. And you know what? Studies show you still get autophagy. So, all right, well, that's all the fun. And now we've had many of you joining. So let's talk about the fast, what types of fast. Let's start with water fasting, right? Obviously, I love water fasting. Been doing it for so many years, right? But there's some drawbacks, right? It's hard for those of you who are not metabolically right. Now, again, that's why we do the run up to the marathon. We just don't run a marathon, right? We train to get the best results, and then, hey, you can actually do it. And your results are a lot better, right? So, that's why we do that. But I have to say this about water fasting. Look, if you're on medications, you should be talking to your doctor, right? I can't recommend you do it without, obviously checking with your doctor about your medications and doing it with supervision. So it's a drawback of water fasting, right? And those of you who are on metabolically challenged, It's 3 days. It's, you know, the first 3 days is a lot harder until your body starts adjusting to the ketones, right? Because your glucose drops and you're weak, right? And then your ketones are rising, but your brain's not using them right away until it adapts. It's worth it, no doubt about it. But for some of you who are more metabolically challenged, those of you who are healthy, that's no problem, especially if you do the program I've been teaching you, right? So Beyond Fasting, that's the name of my book, and that's basically what we're showing here is, you know, you do go beyond fasting. And when you go into a train like this, and you've done many fasts, you make this a habit. You know, look, even one fast a year decreases your cancer, according to some experts, up to 90-95%. That's huge, you know, but I do, you know, at least 3. But look, you have some choices here to do other types of fasts, which you can do multiple times a year if you desire, because they're very easy to do. And also the daily fasting, you know, I fast at least 2 or 3 days a week, either one meal or no meals, right? I mean, that's also creating this continual fat adaptation, and that should be a lifestyle for you as well. But when you do these things and you've done multiple fasts, when you go into a fast, we see the benefits of fasting literally day 1 instead of having to wait to day 4. So this is a lifestyle. You don't heal with one fast. With each fast, you become more fat adapted. With each fast, you turn off more bad genes that have been triggered. With each fast, your gut gets better and resets. With each fast, I mean, I can just keep going on and on, because again, our bodies are designed to fast. So water fasting, again, some drawbacks. It may be a little hard. Most of us in our doctor group, we start people on other fasts, right? One of which for years I've done, which is a partial fast. You know, she's home, right? I told you the dogs would bark. Now you know. So, but most of us start people in what is called partial fast. And what that simply means is eating between 500, I should write it because then you actually learn it. So, and you know, I've done this fast for many years with people, but so a partial fast, and it's between 500 and 1,000 calories based on how big you are. And sometimes I go into the exact parameters, but I'm going to make it really simple. So, and that's calories. Okay, so if you're a bigger person, stick to around that number, okay? If you're a smaller person, ladies, you stick to maybe between 500 and 800. Bigger person, 800 and 1,000. Let's just keep it that simple. Okay, so that's one rule for a partial fast. A second rule is 20, let me keep it in order with what I have here. So I'm going to do this way. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, 20 grams to our 15, you see where my brain was going, of protein. Okay, so 15 to 20 grams of protein. If you're a smaller person, stick to 15 grams. If you're a bigger person, stick to below 20 grams. So why these rules? Because if you're under these calories and you're under this amount of protein, then you will actually still stay in autophagy. Okay, that's the key. If you're starting eating protein, your body will stop looking for it, right, and eating its own. If you're under a certain amount of calories, your body thinks, okay, we're in a famine, and it goes through the hormone optimization and all the stuff that I taught you. So, you know, that's the rules. Partial fasting, it still actually gets the autophagy, and it still gets some stem cells. I would say that water fasting, you're going to get more. Now, I don't have a study to show you that, because there really isn't many studies done on fasting, because drug companies and people they don't have a product, so there's no money to put in the study. Now, what I'm going to talk to you next about is the fasting mimicking diet, which there is money, because the NIH gave Dr. Walter Longo and his team about $44 million to do studies. So finally, we're going to get some great studies. But anyways, there is really no study to show that. But clinically, we see that. But again, that's not necessarily the case for some people. Some people, a partial fast actually is better for them, because they're just not yet ready to take advantage of some of the benefits of the water fasting. So, you know, I don't want to say one's better than the other. I like people starting with something as simple as this. Okay, the drawback of partial fasting is this. When I've done them, look, the best thing about water fasting is you do eventually lose your hunger. When I do a partial fast, I'm trying to put together the calories, and I'm in my kitchen. I'm like a train. When I start eating, I don't like to stop. So it's hard for me. I'm in there preparing things and I start eating too much and I lose track. It makes it difficult, right? Okay, which enters the third type of fast, which is the fasting mimicking diet. And it's called the prolone. And the prolone fast absolutely makes it easy. It's based on this science and more because they've dialed in the ratios, the actual foods, according to them, that it's perfect, right? Even the amount of electrolytes and micronutrients, they figured it out. Here's really the best part. It's in a box. So literally, you can eat this box and that's your calories for the day. That's it. And it starts off a little higher and then it works its way down in the number of calories. And the protein, of course, it follows, all the rules and then some. But each box a day. So when I did that last fast, it was easy for me in that this is what I get to eat, this is what I get to eat. So I wasn't that train running. So that one is the fasting mimicking diet. And, I forget it's here. I'll make sure it's on the link, and my wife will look for it when she comes over because there's a special link. You can order it from my website. And it's called the prolone. So fasting mimicking diet is what's in the science, but it's prolone. Okay? So I will get my wife in here. She's here. She's ignoring me and not coming over. But anyways, the fasting mimicking diet is a really easy way to go. Okay, what about bone broth fasting? We'll start there. Well, I actually like bone broth fasting in that the benefits. Type 2 collagen, it's good for the gut. It gives you some natural electrolytes. That's good. It makes the fast a little bit better. It's kind of a partial fast. You're not getting over 20 grams of protein. You're not going to hit the calorie marks. Sometimes I like to add a little coconut oil, maybe a little MCT oil, some oils to it, which helps some people. So that's a good thing. Okay, the drawback. Here's the problem. I don't like it personally because by day 3, I'm gagging on the stuff. The house smells up like it. The first couple of days it's warm, it's good. Some of you that it may not be the case. But I think that everybody's different with things like that. But I'm telling you, I love bone broth. But by day 3, I end up shifting over to water because I can't handle it. So, okay, what about juice fasting? Not a fan at all. Because why? Juice raises your glucose and that throws you out of autophagy. It breaks all the rules, right? So I'm not a fan of juice fasting. Bone broth, great. Partial fasting, the drawback, I'm a train, I keep eating. So water, I love water, but not great for everyone to start. Okay, and then prolone or the fasting mimicking diet where you get the boxes of food, really easy, great place to start. Okay, so there's all the fast. My wife is making her way over. So questions, hon. Oh, Marilyn, they gave me the link to get the prolone, and I forgot to look at it. So you're going to have to find it. I guess you can't.
We'll get it on there.
Yeah, we'll get it. It's on there, I think. If you go to your phone, you'll be able to find it. I just wanted to write it on the board.
Okay.
All right. So, questions?
Do we have to do a partial fast 5 days in a row?
Okay, so great question. 5 days. Yeah, look, the benefits, I talked a little bit about the research on this, and I'll kind of expand on that because of the question. Yeah, 5 days is the magic. Matter of fact, a lot of Walter Longo's study, he's the brains behind putting it in the box. Brilliant, by the way. And by the way, I said this last night, that you all get to come to my seminar, first time ever, and that's in March. I was corrected, it's true. It's all day Saturday for the public. That is March 30th. And if you go back and look, the link to it's drpompalive.com. If you go to drpompalive.com, you'll see all the things there to sign up. And also, you could get live stream. I would love for you to come in person and tell me you're part of the group. That would be awesome. But we have some of the best in the world. Matter of fact, the scientists, one of the top scientists with Prolone, is going to be talking about all that. They got $44 million from the NIH. They're doing some amazing studies, one of which I'm going to strangle my dog. She's going to go grab him. She's chasing the cat. We could go take a look at that for fun. Anyways, so they got this money, right? So one of the studies that they did early on was they 5 days. So I'm getting to your question. They did 5 days a month for 4 months in a row. And it was with mice or rats. I think it was mice on this one. But they did that 5 days in a row with type 1 diabetic mice. And guess what? Their beta cells in their pancreas actually regenerated. What does that mean? Yeah, they started producing insulin again. Okay, so huge deal. 5 days. The magic of 5 days is this. By day 4, we start seeing this maximum autophagy, and by day 5, we see the maximum stem cells. The stem cell activation is what drove the regeneration of the beta cells. So yes, you want to do 5-day fast. Now, once you get really fat adapted and you do this several times, you can benefit from shorter fast, because I get into that, and many of you watching probably get into that much sooner, hitting those results, because you are so fat adapted, because you've trained your body to go into this autophagy and stem cell state earlier on in the fast. So you could benefit from shorter fast. But 5 days was magic in these studies. And by the way, he's going to talk about at the seminar all their new research that they're doing. And they're doing that study in humans. Really exciting. But again, just showing you the benefits of this. And you know what's funny? Before the science on why a 5-day, years of doing this, clinically we figured out 5 days is the magic, because it takes that first 3 days for your body to really adapt and start keto adapting and all this magic. And then day 4 is when it starts to happen. So why would you stop the fast then? And then we rolled it one more day to get the benefits. So clinically, we just figured 5 days. It just worked. And of course, then scientifically, we discovered there is some magic in that. And just kind of hitting that max autophagy. Look, I'll admit that certain people with obese and more body weight, etc., can benefit from longer fasts. But clinically, it's much safer, and we do multiple shorter fasts. I'm going to get asked that question, so watch this video. And by the way, share this video, because people will hear the excitement about fasting, and they're going to join, and their lives will change, no doubt. So you want to do 5 days. Other question.
How do you use bind with the water only fast and our coffee enemas?
Yeah, so there's when you do water only, we don't want to force the innate intelligence. That's one of the benefits that I didn't mention about water fasting. It's just purely relying on the innate intelligence, right? So you get this maximum healing, I believe. But the bind, there's the fasting trio, which they always put in, and if Kyla's watching this, put it in again. But it is bind, which just stays in the gut, so it doesn't interrupt systemically the fast. We don't want to push the body one way or the other. It doesn't. But what happens in a fast is you bring a lot of toxins and waste to your liver. It binds up to your bile, which ends up dumping into your gut. And the problem is you reabsorb your bile back to your liver. It's designed to recycle, and it drags a lot of toxins with it. It makes you feel bad, and most of them redistribute. So bind sits in the gut as a catcher's mitt, so it basically stops in that auto-intoxication. It really drops the symptoms. Then another one that we use is the cytodetox. It's just a particle, so it's not an herb, it's not a vitamin. It just goes in and it binds systemically some of the free-floating toxins that can create symptoms. And then the last one is fast tonic, which is molecular hydrogen. So it's a redox molecule. Again, it's not an antioxidant, it's not an oxidant, it doesn't push the body left or right, and it reduces a lot of inflammation that can occur. So that's why we call it the fasting trio. So yes, you can use bind during it. Taking it before bed is best, 3 to 4 pills. Sometimes people, it helps to take a couple more in the morning as well.
That's it?
That's it? Oh man, that's it, all the questions. All right, so I'll see you next Wednesday from Cancun. Exciting, but stay tuned. Monday, you'll see some cool stem cell stuff, right? We'll pull in one of the scientists or doctors. And Tuesday, from one of the top cancer clinics, we'll do a Facebook from there. And then Wednesday, of course, one of my favorites, preparing you for the fast, which will happen after that Sunday. So I'll see you then.